Our lesson is Biological Processes, 12th lesson in grade 7th. I have already done the first part of this lesson. In first part, I have discussed what are the organizational levels of living beings. In this lesson, I will explain the functioning of digestive system and the respiratory system. Let's start our lesson. Systems of the human body. Part 2. There are various biological processes which are taken place within our body. Here I have given some of them. Respiration, food digestion, movement and excretion. So, we need energy at even when we are sleeping. Then do you have any idea about how we fulfill this energy requirement? We can produce energy by using food what we are taken inside the body and oxygen we inhaled. In this process, mainly two systems joining together. Here, simple food is produced by digestive system and we can inhale oxygen through our respiratory system. Then by joining these two systems together form energy. Then this energy used for biological activities which are taken place inside our body. In this process, carbon dioxide and water vapor is also released as byproducts. මේ ක්‍රියාවලියේදී අතුරු පළ විදිහට කාබන් ඩයොක්සයිඩ් සහ ජල වාෂ්ප පිට වෙනවා. When we are exhaling, this carbon dioxide and water vapor release out from the body. Now, firstly we will see how does this digestive system functioning inside our body. Digestive system of man. Digestive system that is used in human body for the process of digestion. What do you mean by digestion? In Sinhala we called digestion ahara jeerණය. The breaking down of food into simple substances is called digestion. We can explain this term like this. The breaking down of food into simple substances is called digestion. The process of food digestion. The process of food digestion can be simplified as follows. Mainly there are two steps, mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion begins from our mouth. It involves physical movement to make food smaller. Inside our mouth, teeth break down food into smaller particles. Then chemical digestion, it also begins in our mouth and involves the secretion of enzymes throughout our digestive tract. These enzymes break the chemical bonds that hold food particles together. This allows food to be broken down into small digestible parts. ආහාර මාර්ගයේ තියෙන නොයෙකුත් එන්සයිම් වර්ග වලින් ආහාරය තවදුරටත් ජීර්ණය කරලා අපේ ශරීරයට උරා ගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහේ සරල කොටස් වලට වෙන් කරනවා. ආහාරය තවදුරටත් සරල කොටස් වලට වෙන් කරනවා. එතකොට පුළුවන් අපේ ශරීරයට අපි ලබාගත්තු ආහාරය අවශෝෂණය කරගන්න. Now we will see what are the organs in our digestive system. This is the first part of our digestive system, mouth or mouth cavity, මුඛ කුහරය. Then these are salivary glands. Salivary glands කියන්නේ කේට ග්‍රන්ථි. The salivary glands help to secrete saliva. කේටය නිපදවන්නේ මේ තියෙන salivary glands වලින්. Then the next part is esophagus. The upper part of esophagus called as pharynx. Pharynx is the common cavity for the digestive tract and respiratory tract. It's a common cavity, pharynx. Here esophagus, then esophagus join with the stomach, ආමාශය. This is liver, liver කියන්නේ අක්මාව, and there's gallbladder, පිත්තාශය. And here you can see pancreas, අග්න්‍යාශය. And this one large intestine, මහා බඩවැල, and inside it small intestine. This is long and narrow with compared to the large intestine. And there's appendix, උණ්ඩුක පුච්ඡය, rectum, ගුද මාර්ගය, anus, ගුදය. These are the organs we can see in our digestive system. Now please come and join with me to travel throughout the digestive system. Then you will be able to see everything inside our digestive system. Okay, let's go.
Today's topic, digestion. I love apples.
Even I love apples. Do you know what happens to the food inside our body?
No.
Let's get into this boy's body with the apple and see what happens to it.
Wow, we have become so small.
We are so small that we can enter this boy's body. So, let us start from mouth.
Oh, teeth are making it in small pieces and also grinding it.
Yes, saliva gets added here to this food. Food becomes a thin paste.
Teeth, with help of saliva, make a thin paste. Which way to go now?
Now there are two ways. One goes to the food pipe and other goes to the windpipe. We are going to the food pipe. There is a valve called pharynx. This food pipe is also called esophagus.
Windpipe, food pipe, pharynx. Oh, now we are entering the stomach. Get ready. There's a lot of liquid here.
Food travels from esophagus to stomach.
What is this liquid?
Oh, these are gastric juices. They make the food melt.
It is a kind of boiling here.
Yes, this is also called acid.
Gastric juice.
It is small intestine.
Oh, but food is just traveling. Where would the body take nutrients from the food?
Right question at the right time. Most of digestion happens in small intestine. Most of nutrients are absorbed by body here.
Small intestine. Most of digestion happens here. What is this green liquid?
Oh, this is bile. It is produced in liver and pancreas. It helps in digestion. This liquid comes in small intestine and helps to take nutrients from the food.
Alright. Bile, liver, pancreas. What are these small hairs?
These are called villi. Nutrients enter blood from these villi.
Oh, it's a long journey.
Yes, it is 22 feet long.
Small intestine is 22 feet long.
Now we are entering large intestine.
Is it bigger than small intestine?
No, small intestine is bigger in length, but large intestine is bigger in width.
Oh, small intestine is narrow. That is why it is called small intestine.
Yes, here the water from the food is absorbed.
Large intestine intestine? Water is absorbed here. Oh, I want to go back. Now this is becoming very thick.
Yes, let's go back. Now it is food waste, which body does not need. It would go out of the body through anus.
Anus! Food waste goes out.
So here you can see whole digestive system. Now you know the whole journey of food.
Wow, it is a long journey. It starts from mouth, goes to esophagus, which is food pipe. From there, it goes to stomach. Then it enters small intestine, and from small intestine, it enters large intestine. And from there, it comes out of body through anus.
Now we are going to discuss about our human respiratory system. මිනිසාගේ ශ්වසන පද්ධතිය. Do you know what is respiration and why do we need energy? Okay, I will explain. Respiration means the process where energy is produced by reacting or burning of simple food with oxygen is called respiration. Here, when the simple foods join with the oxygen molecule, it breaks the food molecule into water, carbon dioxide and energy. This energy is used for biological activities. That's why we need energy. Here we get simple food from the digestive system and oxygen molecules from our respiratory system. We have discussed about digestive system earlier, so then I will explain our respiratory system. Now we will see what are the basic parts of our respiratory system. Here nasal cavity, naskuharaya, then after that we can see pharynx. This pharynx is a common cavity for digestive system and respiratory system. It's a common cavity. There you can identify epiglottis. Then after that, here this part we called as larynx. Then trachea. After that there are two bronchus, left and right bronchus. Then bronchus divided into bronchioles. වම් සහ දකුණු ශ්වාසනාල බෙදෙනවා ශ්වාසනාලිකාවලට inside our lungs. There are two lungs, left and right lungs, and here you can see the diaphragm. Diaphragm is a special membrane which helps during respiration. Now I will explain the function of respiratory system. Inspiration and expiration. ආශ්වාසය සහ ප්‍රාශ්වාසය. Now we will see what is inspiration. ආශ්වාසය කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා. The intake of air needed for respiration is called inspiration. Here we take oxygen from the outside to our lungs. It's called inspiration. If not, we use another term, inhalation. These two terms are similar. ආශ්වාස කිරීම. ඒ කියන්නේ පිටත තියෙන වාතය අපේ පෙනහළු වලට ඇතුල් කර ගැනීම. Then expiration. ප්‍රාශ්වාසය. Expiration means during the respiration, carbon dioxide and water vapor are formed. You have seen earlier. Then these byproducts, these two are byproducts, carbon dioxide and water vapor. The elimination of these byproducts is called expiration. ප්‍රාශ්වාසය කියලා කියන්නේ carbon dioxide සහ water vapor, ජල වාෂ්ප පිටතට යැවීම තමයි ප්‍රාශ්වාසය කියලා කියන්නේ. Here we use another two terms, exhalation or breathing out. These two terms are similar with this term. Breathing means combination of these two reactions. In breathing, these two processes are involved, breathing in and breathing out. If not, inhalation and exhalation. ශ්වසනය කියපුවාම මේ ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වයන් දෙකම ඇතුළත් ඒ කියන්නේ ආශ්වාසය සහ ප්‍රාශ්වාසය කියන දෙකේම එකතුවට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ ශ්වසනය කරනවා කියලා. Breathing is the process of moving air out and in the lungs. Now we will see the process of respiration. Mainly there are two processes, breathing in and breathing out. Firstly, we will see what is breathing in or inhalation. When we breathe in, the muscles between the ribs contract and rib cage move upward and outward. And the diaphragm contracts and move downwards. Here you can see rib cage contract and it moves upward and outward. And also diaphragm contract and moves downward. Then what will happen to the volume of this rib cage? It is increases. මේ rib cage එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන පරිමාව වැඩි වෙනවා. During the breathing out, it means in exhalation, muscles between ribs relax and it moves downward and inward. Diaphragm relaxes and moves upward. Here you can see. Here exhale. Rib relax and rib cage move downward and inward. While that diaphragm relaxes and moves upward. Then the volume of rib cage decreases. Due to the rib cage movement in inhalation, the volume increases of the rib cage and as a result, the lungs filled up with air. In exhalation, due to the relaxation of rib muscles and diaphragm, the volume of rib cage decreases. So that the air pushes out from the lungs. Now we will see the action of epiglottis. In Sinhala we called apijivhikawa. It's very useful to prevent entering footballs to our respiratory system. It acts as a door. You can see epiglottis at the upper part of esophagus. මේ අපිජීවහිකාව තියෙන්නේ අන්න ස්රෝතයේ ඉහළ කෙළවර. අපේ මුඛ කුහරයයි අන්න ස්රෝතයයි සම්බන්ධ වෙන කොටස හරිය තමයි මේ අපිජීවහිකාව තියෙන්නේ. ඒකෙන් ශ්වසන පද්ධතියට ආහාර ඇතුල් වෙන එක වළක්වනවා. Now we will try to make suitable model to demonstrate the human respiratory system. I think now you will be able to compare this given model with our respiratory system.